Hey, it's Chris Robley from CD Baby, and today we're going to be talking about remarketing. Remarketing. See what I did there? So what is remarketing? It's the process of putting the right sequential messages in front of a defined audience based on their previous actions. Okay, this is how most musicians market their music. Here's a Facebook post about a new song. Here's a tweet about last night's show. Here's an Instagram photo of your band at Taco Bell. Here's a page on your website with your email sign-up form. Here's your retail store where you're running a sale on older CDs. Most musicians are marketing their music with a string of one-off announcements, and that's fine. You've got to tell people what's going on in your life. But if at least some of your content, ads, and campaigns aren't tied together in a way that forms a bigger picture, there's no way you can tell a story with your marketing. Without remarketing, it's really difficult to measure the long-term effectiveness of your online efforts. Remarketing or retargeting, they're technically different, but for this discussion, we're just going to call them the same things. Remarketing or retargeting give you a better way to tell your story to the fans who want to follow along. And maybe some of those fans even want to play a part in this story. Cha-ching! Okay, let's think about everyone in your online audience, spread out across multiple social platforms, your website, your email list, streaming platforms, campaigns that you might be running on something like show.co. All of that together is your fan ecosystem. With retargeting, you can follow your audience's online activity across a lot of your web properties. Then you can hit those fans with the right follow-up message. Let's imagine this pie chart represents everyone who ended up on a page on your website where you're trying to sell your new CD or vinyl record. You got them there by sharing the link on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and email. Now the people in the yellow slice, they clicked a button to make a purchase and ended up on your thank you page. You know they want to travel further down this road with you. Maybe it's time to follow up with a thank you video, or a link to the album on Spotify, or a blog post that has all the behind-the-scenes stuff about the making of that album. Now let's take a quick look at how this works on a technical level. Here's your website. Let's imagine you've installed on your website some kind of retargeting code, such as the Facebook pixel. We'll get into more details about that later. Now here's one of your fans. They come to your website. Facebook now knows exactly which pages on your website that person has visited. So the next time you advertise on Facebook, you know you can get an ad in front of them that's way more appealing and way more likely to get them to take the action you need, because the past is informing the future, and your advertising is based on the knowledge that this person has taken a specific action in the past. The people in the green slice of pie, they got to your sales page and did nothing. Maybe they need a different ad or different messaging to convince them that your CD is worth buying. Maybe they'd be interested in a different offer, or maybe they aren't interested at all. That's worth knowing too, when to be quiet. There's no sense in repeating yourself if the person on the other end wants silence. But some follow-up, at least, is really important until you know for sure they're not interested. Why? We live in a busy world, and you can't assume just because someone didn't take an action that they're not interested. Maybe they were looking at your ad and their kid spilled milk in the kitchen. Or maybe they were passing time between classes or before a work meeting and they didn't have time to take the action you wanted to. Doesn't mean they're not interested. Maybe they just need to see this message again at a different time that's more convenient for them. Also, first impressions really matter, but they often don't drive action. It's that psychological principle where you need to see something like 6 or 7 times before it registers as something that's worthy of your attention and time. Same thing goes with remarketing. And with remarketing, you have the chance to make smarter and smarter follow-up impressions. Also, these segmented audiences, the people who showed up on your offer page but didn't buy, the people who showed up on your offer page and did, these are advertising assets. It's constantly updated data that you can return to and reuse whenever it makes sense. If we use the example again of selling CDs on a page on your website, you're now keeping tabs on a growing audience of anyone who's shown interest in buying your CDs or anyone who has bought your CDs. That's going to be super valuable info next time you release new music, since they've already proven to be the most likely to purchase from you. So there's a few common ways to track your fans' activity online. There's remarketing code you can get from Google, for instance, but probably the most common and the most powerful retargeting code is the Facebook pixel. It's powerful because Facebook has 2 billion users and Instagram, its affiliated platform, has 1 billion users. It's a lot of people. And advertising to those people on those platforms is still very, very affordable. The Facebook Pixel is a snippet of code you grab from within your Business Manager account or your Ads Manager account in Facebook. I'm not going to get into the details of where to find it and what to do because Facebook changes things every 5 days, and as soon as I tell you how, it'll be outdated. But basically, if you just Google create my Facebook Pixel or create a Facebook Pixel, you will find a ton of information. It's very easy to do. Then you want to copy that Facebook Pixel into your website and into any campaigns you're running through Show.co, Linkfire, or similar platforms. In Show.co, it's super simple. When you're creating any campaign, there'll be a field where you enter your retargeting code. For your website, it might differ again on which service you're using to create and host your website. So check their FAQs, check their tutorial videos. They probably already have information you can find really quickly on how to install the Facebook Pixel in the header of that website. One other thing you should explore is standard events. These are additional snippets of code that correspond to specific goals that you set within Facebook. For instance, you can track conversions. And in the example we used about CD sales, a CD sale itself would be the conversion. And you can give that conversion a value, say $2 or $5, or however much you profit from the sale. Then Facebook can give you real-time data about your return on the dollars you've spent advertising on their platform. It's a quick way to measure gains or losses. And that's just one of many standard events you can install on specific pages along with your Facebook Pixel. So that's the basic concept of remarketing. And I hope it's clear how you can benefit when you use remarketing to get the message out about your music. It connects the dots between your fans and the actions they take and works to follow your fans' activity across multiple platforms. It saves you from having to make an endless string of one-off posts that don't relate to each other. It allows you to deepen the conversation and the connection you have with very specific segments of your audience. And it helps you build dynamic advertising assets that you can use again and again